Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. We're going to talk about Netflix. I know I did a video talking about the BBC and Doctor Who and all of that, and we're going to talk about another voluntary television service, streaming service, Netflix, not doing very good. Their views are declining. They had a lackluster Q3 earnings call. This happened last week. It seems like a lot of people are giving up on Netflix. Or at least they're not getting as many new subscribers as they were before. Maybe everybody's already subscribed to Netflix. Who knows? We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Netflix making more inroads into anime. This seems to be where they're going. They really want to push hard into animation and anime. And they're picking up a whole bunch of new anime series. And they're striking partnerships with other studios in Japan and Korea to do that. And we did talk about before how they are leasing a massive new animation headquarters in Burbank, because Netflix is one of the only people or one of the only companies out there that have any money right now during the pandemic, I guess. And they're going to try to push out 6 animated features per year, many of those animated movies being directed or produced by former Disney people. They're going to try to take Disney on head on, and we might even talk about that Disney Plus's daily usage is down. People are watching Netflix, but they're not watching a lot of Disney Plus. And I gotta be honest, we don't watch a lot of Disney Plus because most of what's on Disney Plus is really old content. They don't have a lot of new content, or it's stuff we already have on Blu-ray and DVD. You know, other than The Mandalorian, there's just really not much to watch. We watched Mulan, you had to pay extra for that, and it was a piece of shit. So I don't know, really, other than some vintage Disney curiosities, which is, part of what I watch out there, a lot of the old Disney documentaries and stuff like that. There's not a lot for the general public to watch on Disney Plus. And, Disney hurting right now. With the financial pinch, they're feeling the pinch more than a lot of other companies. It's going to be a while until we get a lot of new content. We got some new Mandalorian coming. We got, Scarlet Witch show, WandaVision coming, but they're not cranking out new content like Netflix. So let's go out to Market Watch. Netflix subscription gains screech lower as pandemic wears on. Stock falls 5%. They missed the estimates. They added 2.2 million net new subscribers after 2 consecutive quarters, adding more than 10 million customers. Well, things are starting to open back up. Couple things are going on here. One, things are starting to open back up, so people are getting out. 2, maybe everybody who wants Netflix is already subscribed to Netflix. And 3, you know what? A lot of people threatened to pull the plug on Netflix because of Cuties. And maybe they made good on that. I don't know if that's something that can be verified that people pulled the plug because of Cuties, but I do know an awful lot of people were threatening to cancel Netflix because of Cuties. So that might have had something to do with it. So from Market Watch, Netflix reported a dramatic slowdown in new subscribers on Tuesday, this would have been last week, and widely missed earnings expectations, sending shares on a plunge in after-hours trading. They reported 2.2 million new net subscribers in the third quarter after 2 consecutive quarters topping 10 million amid shelter-in-place orders related to the COVID-19 pandemic. The number one streaming service reported net earnings of $790 million, yada, yada. Netflix warned in July that the subscriber gains it experienced in the first half of the year would likely lead to a deceleration in the second half, guiding for 2.5 million new subs in the third quarter. Investors sold off the stock in response, sending shares down 6.5% the next day. I really didn't even notice at first. I have Netflix stock and I wasn't really looking at it. I don't have a lot of Netflix stock, so it wasn't like at the top of my portfolio, but they missed the mark. Netflix forecasts 6 million new subs in the fourth quarter, which came up short of analysts' average expectations of 6.5 million. Shares fell 5%. And after-hours action were down as much pre-market Wednesday. So they're not doing that great. They said that they benefited largely from Americans forced to stay home for months because of the pandemic. As some states loosen quarantine restrictions, the U.S. subscriber growth is reaching saturation. I agree with that. I think basically everybody who wants Netflix has Netflix. And there are a finite number of people that are going to subscribe to Netflix worldwide. So what's going to probably happen is they're going to start jacking the prices up to make more money. Or they're going to pull a Disney and they'll start, making certain content, premium content, so they can upcharge for it. Netflix has tremendous upside internationally, and we expect significant subscribers additions abroad. So basically, they're banking on overseas audiences at this point. Like France? I don't know. I don't know. But here's the thing. We never really are going to get a clear picture, because what could have happened is that they might have picked up maybe 4 million new subs, but they might have lost 2 million, for various reasons. Again, we had a lot of people saying they weren't happy about Cuties. I don't know how many people actually canceled over that, but it could be, in part because of it, for sure. But now Disney's not doing as well as Netflix either. And we'll talk about this, and then we're going to talk about the anime, how they're banking on anime. And, again, this is content that can be produced even during a shutdown. So they're betting their entire future on streaming, but Netflix, obviously, and Disney. But Disney's not doing that well with Disney Plus. They're picking up subs, but people aren't watching as much as Netflix. Obviously, not as much content. After a pandemic-induced bump in streaming TV viewing peaked earlier in the year, some of the arrows for Disney's flagship streaming service are now pointing in the wrong direction, according to a new report from analyst firm MoffettNathanson. The percentage of viewers who stream Disney Plus on a daily basis has declined for 2 consecutive quarters, the firm reports, citing survey data from HarrisX. The third quarter of the year, just 26% of viewers said they or someone in their household watch it every day, down 300 basis points from the prior quarter. Basically, as people are, one, they're watching all the new content Disney Plus has. They don't have a lot of new content. And 2, they're getting out of the house because they're starting to loosen restrictions. People are tired of being stuck in their house watching TV all damn day. At just under a year old, Disney Plus has amassed an impressive base of subscribers. They have 60 million subs, a number doubtlessly bolstered by viewers who signed up just to watch Hamilton. But as MoffettNathanson points out, premium streaming services are facing an imminent dearth of content after COVID-19 disrupted production schedules over the past several months, and Disney is not immune to this. Yeah, there's hardly been anything new on Disney Plus, just movies that didn't make it to the theater and stuff that was already kind of in the can before the shutdown. The firm also estimates that 18% of Disney Plus users are getting the service through a free promotion with Verizon. And the 1-year period is ending for many. We talked about this before. Geeky talked about this. To make matters worse, only 44% of users getting the service through a free promotion said they plan to continue their subscription. Another 37% said they weren't sure, while 18% said they would not. So Disney Plus might hemorrhage a lot of users too, because people are just like, okay, fine, The Mandalorian, and what else? Oh, I got to pay an extra $30 to watch Mulan? That was a shitty movie that was filmed near a concentration camp, and you guys gave fist bumps to the CCP for that? Yeah, hell no. You're going to dump some more shitty movies on Disney Plus? This continued fall in frequent usage points concerns us as Disney Plus approaches the lapping of its first year promotional subs with few hours of limited content. Disney Plus is not alone facing some of these hurdles. The report notes that a quarter of HBO Max subscribers are getting a free ride through a promotion from parent company AT&T. Now, in the defense of HBO Max, at least they're putting out new content, and the new content they're putting out is actually pretty decent. A lot of it's been pretty okay, but the biggest problem with HBO Max is I can't watch it on my Amazon Fire Stick. I got to watch it on my laptop or my phone, which is a huge pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. More than half of subscribers to Apple TV Plus are getting that service through a promotional offer. So this is the thing. There were a lot of free rides to get people on board with all of these new streaming services, and they could run out of gas real quick because there's not a lot of new content, right? And everybody's like free ride is up all at once. So it's not just Netflix that's going to take a hit, but Disney Plus and HBO Max and Apple TV could too. This is kind of concerning. I think if I worked in the entertainment industry or worked for one of these companies, I'd be very concerned, because at the beginning of next year, all these streaming services could like just take a nosedive, especially if they start opening things up again. People are going to want to get out of the house. They're not going to want to watch. They've been watching Netflix all damn year. They're going to want to get out of the house and go do stuff. They're not going to want to watch streaming services. So where are they going to get content? And again, this is coming from Cartoon Brew, and it leads into anime. They're going to tap anime now because, they can't do a lot of live action. And Netflix, of course, has been banking heavily on animation. And Netflix is, they're going to give Crunchyroll a run for their money. Maybe Crunchyroll will just sell to Netflix. Who the hell knows? It is for sale. Crunchyroll's for sale. They just want too damn much money. So yeah, they're talking about how the Netflix subscriber growth is slowing. And this is right after they plunked down a ton of money for a big animation headquarters in Burbank so they could intimidate Disney. But maybe this is coming to an end too. But Netflix unveiled 5 new Japanese anime series. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. On Tuesday, they unveiled plans to produce 5 new original anime series, adding to a slate of 11 original anime projects that were already in the works. The new projects were teased during a live stream fan event called the Netflix Anime Festival 2020. I didn't even know that existed. Like, we literally cover this shit and nobody said, hey, this is somebody from Netflix, Clownfish TV. Why don't you come over and cover the Netflix Anime Festival 2020? Nobody reached out to us, so you didn't get any press from us. Sorry, Netflix. Sorry about that. While sharing the plans, Netflix revealed some data that demonstrates how Japanese anime has become one of the company's most bankable content categories. Netflix said that over the past year, more than 100 million households around the world chose to watch at least one anime title on the service, representing growth of 50% year over year. This is how they're going to offset the bad news with the, hey guys, but anime is doing great. Anime titles also appeared in Netflix's top 10 list in nearly 100 countries. In 4 short years since launching our creative team in Tokyo, Netflix has expanded the reach and overall audience of anime, a category conventionally seen as niche, said Taiki Sakurai, Netflix's chief producer of anime. We're excited now more than ever to challenge ourselves to expand our aspirational anime programming to fans around the world. There we go. Yeah, so this is what they got coming. They got Rilakuma's Theme Park Adventure. The series depicts an active day of incidents and meetings that take place when these kids, I guess, go out to play in an amusement park. And we've got Therme Rome Nove. The popular manga by Yamazaki Marai has been brought back to life the present day in a new wave. Yeah, I've never read it. High Rise Invasion, Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, The Way of the House Husband. So anyway, they're working with some pretty major studios, Naz, Science Saru, Mappa, Studio Mirror, and they're going to explore new stories and formats to entertain anime fans around the world. Editorial note from Cartoon Brew, Netflix tends to present shows with an anime-influenced look as anime, and describes Studio Mirror as an anime studio. Cartoon Brew reserves the term anime for works chiefly created and produced in Japan. I would agree with that. I wouldn't consider Avatar or Korra, which were animated by Studio Mirror, as necessarily being anime, even though they're anime influenced. So it's really interesting to see how heavily Netflix is going to rely on animation going forward. And part of it might be the cheapness of animation. And that's a whole nother video. We've talked about that anime workers, animators are very underpaid. These studios are not paying their people very well. Even the ones in the Philippines, working on shows like Carmen Sandiego, people aren't getting paid very much. So it might just be, for them, like, we can get a lot of new content and we can do it on the cheap, Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they put a little TLC into it. But, I've seen some of these CG Netflix anime, I'm using air quotes here, anime shows, and they've not been very good. The Godzilla movies were not good. I don't know. But that is what's going on with Netflix. Yeah, things are kind of dropping off, slowing down. We'll see what happens. Again, I think a lot of people are just tired of watching TV all the damn time. And, maybe some people did leave because of Cuties. Who knows? Who knows? Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.